So now that we have it installed properly, let's go ahead and click launch. We're going to get three options here: play Gorilla, tag editor in brackets, play Sapien, world editor in brackets, and play standalone. Select play Sapien and hit play. Here, yours will probably be right here, which is the main root of this Halo 3 mods tools. You want to go into that tags folder that we just extracted and go to levels, multi, and for this example, we'll be using last resort, which is called Zanzibar. Double click that and load the zanzibar.scenario file. You can reorganize these views any way you want. I just put them like this with the hierarchy view in the top left, the properties palette beside it, and the tool window to the right of that. And I have the output window at the bottom right, and then the game window here. And boom. So this is what will be here. This is like literally, yeah, the map. And to move around in this port, you won't be able to click and drag or do anything. You want to click, hold your middle mouse button, and move your mouse to kind of look around. And then it's WASD to move forward, backwards, and R to move up, F to move down. Now you're going really slow, so if you hit shift, you'll see at the bottom left, it'll say speed is now 5. And if you hit shift again, it'll say speed is now 20. Hit it again, it'll say 40. Hit it again, it'll say 100. I like to keep it on 20, and then in addition, you can just click and hold control for kind of like this little burst of speed. So yeah, those are the basic controls. And then the next really important one is hit tab. And tab will bring you into an actual playable game. Now, this is, I know it looks a little weird, the fonts and everything, so just keep in mind this is kind of a primitive version. But anyways, so we're going to add in some vehicles first. So the first thing to do that is the top left here on your hierarchy view, you want to drop down the scenario, and you want to drop down objects, drop down units, and click on vehicles. Now, I want to add in a Gauss Warthog. So to do that, we can right click and it'll create an right click on the map and it'll create an empty container here. And you'll see it says none, none. Now, on the properties palette, this is the stuff that we can put in this container. So Warthog Gauss, and cool, I already have that. So that's pretty cool. And let's just try and move this. So it's basically, if you've used any 3D software, it's kind of similar where you have, your different directions, your X, Y, and Z axes, and then these little arrows are kind of weird. They're how you rotate it. But yeah, so you can see, and then this one's that way. Cool. So let's say I want to add a vehicle though that is not on this list, because this list here is pretty small compared to the actual list of vehicles in the game. So we have the Gauss, but let's add a new vehicle. So in the hierarchy view, at the top left, you want to click Edit Types. Then this little dialog box will pop up. Hit Add. Now when you hit Add, you'll see a lot of different options here for different vehicles. You can just, add in. So what I want to add in is a, let's do like a anti-air Wraith. So you click Wraith and click Wraith anti-air vehicle. And you double click it and you'll see some stuff here at the bottom right happen, and just hit done. And you'll see here again, Wraith anti-air, and I'll say count 0. That's fine. And we want to create another empty container, so just right click, and I'll say none, none. And then at the top here, you'll see Wraith anti-air. So we can position that again. We can also position our Warthog a little better here. Let's have that over here. Whoops. So cool. It's kind of dark in that corner. Let's kind of put it there. So cool. We added an anti-air Wraith. And now you can see again, we click tab. We go here. we have our wraith. So the next thing that we're going to do is check out some other stuff that we can do, because you can do this stuff in Forge and that's, you know, kind of boring. So if we click here on scenery, you'll see here other stuff will be selected. Now a good also note is if you just double click on something, double left click it, it'll zoom into whatever it is. And that white box means that that's what's selected. So since I have this white box selected, which is this warthog kind of pad, if I right click anywhere else, it'll duplicate it. So I can duplicate that, move it here, kind of position this. Kind of get the idea here. It's like, boom, now we have another warthog pad. And you can do that with these mongoose ones as well. Say we have this, and then these a little farther apart. Then you can go back into your vehicles. And again, you can also use the same duplication method on vehicles. So boom, boom. Okay, cool. So the next thing that we're going to add here is going to be some of these green bushes. So to do that, let me just kind of come out a bit here. You want to go under the crates section. Now in the crates section, if you right click somewhere, you can see these are all the crates that are currently in the map, and you can see we already have some bush things here. So under type here, we can just select one of those. Let's just go with plant bush large palm. And again, so we'll place that there and right click and we'll have a few. If you want to change the variation, you could just rotate some of them so they look a bit more randomized. Cool. All right, so that's cool. And you could also select existing stuff on the map like this, and let's just put a few of these kind of extra trees here. So you could literally do anything. I'm just showing you guys like the basics here, and then you guys can do whatever you want with it. So now you can see we have, these look like they're maybe, no, they're not floating. Our bushes and our trees. So it's kind of cool. And they have physics and stuff, and yeah, that works well. So the next thing we're going to do is something a little more kind of fun. We're going to go here to the creature section, and you'll see there's nothing here. So we want to just create an empty container. For this example, I'm going to go to the top of this wheel, right click right in the center, and this is none. Let's change that to a seagull. Now this is small little seagull up here, but we can go here, change the scale, and now we got a big seagull. So again, if I go in my editor here and hit tab, I can be playing and boom, there's a seagull there. So cool. And let's say I want to add something that is not in the game. Let's go maybe over to scenery and let's click edit types, add, and you want to go to the tags, objects. For this time, let's go cinematics and let's choose Forerunner and let's go with index hollow human. And then select the scenery, add tags, cool. So nothing will have changed because we didn't add it in yet. So let's go to the beach and create an empty container here. Well, actually it's copied my previous mongoose pad, that's fine. At the very bottom, your new thing will appear. And we can't, a new thing you just added will appear. And you can't really see what we added here. It's actually, you can see it right there. It's very tiny. So to make it a little more clearer, let's just make this huge. And that looks pretty cool. So you can hold down Alt and just click and drag also to change the scale. So let's create one of these here, and then create another one right kind of beside it. And now we have these two super cool looking hologram looking things. So let's go one further and add in another thing that's not usually in this map. Let's go edit types, add, and let's go to human and frigate, and frigate underscore shrine dot scenery. So click that. Whoops, I think I forgot to double click it. So double click that. Now we'll see here at the bottom of the list. It's not here. Let's try it. Oh, I'm in the, sorry, I've made a mistake. I did the same thing twice. Let's go here, human, frigate, and double click frigate shrine scenery. Done. You should see it at the bottom now. Good. Let's delete that that double index hollow human we added, and that's good. So let's create another container here. Let's change the scale back down to 0, and let's change this to the frigate. Now this is obviously pretty massive. So we can, whoops, I got the wrong thing selected here. Select our frigate shrine. Move it up. And all right. Definitely see this thing is huge. So again, we can click and hold Alt to make it smaller. A little baby frigate. And we'll put that right here as if it's coming into the map. And I know it can definitely get a bit hard to see with everything. You know, it's kind of confusing with all these markers and stuff. And I'm still learning the program, so maybe there's a way to turn them off, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on all that. Let's push it a bit farther out, scale it, whoops, 0.5 or 7. And you could also change the rotation here, and the nice part is it's actually instant, so you could change this to 180, let's go 150. Let's make this just 0, actual huge size. And let's just raise it up though. All right, cool. So boom. All right, now that I'm happy with this map, I like it. Maybe let's just do one last thing and let's add a rocket or something in between here, because we haven't added a weapon yet. And I'll show you guys how to do that. Under items, weapons, you just create a little container here, and since there's already a rocket on the map, we can just do that and add it there. And you might want to enable does accelerate due to explosions. That way if someone throws a grenade at it, it'll send the rocket flying. But anyways, this is a pretty cool map. I'm pretty happy with it. And now let's save it out. So go File, Save Scenario, and you'll see at the bottom left, it'll say Levels, Multi, Zanzibar, Zanzibar.scenario saved. Now we can close out of this. Now we're done with making our map, and in a third episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually add it into MCC and play it.